Hello and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am going to be reacting to a Jubilee video in which 5 women rank each other from most attractive to least attractive. And I think that this video really illustrates what I do not like about a lot of women. And I think it also illustrates how a lot of women communicate with each other and how female and male communication styles differ. So let's get into it.
Should we rank ourselves? Should we just close our eyes and scoot to where we think we should be?
Go. How are we not gonna bump into each other? Did anyone take this into consideration?
Sorry.
So as you can see, these are the 5 women. And so these women are now tasked with ranking each other. And I just find it hilarious because whether we like it or not, there is a standard for what most people consider to be attractive, right? It doesn't have to be necessarily your opinion on what attractive is, but we all know what the overarching attractiveness scale is. And by looking at these 5 women, you can literally put them in order based on what most people would think or most men would think. But watch how they just fucking refuse to do that.
What we do, or what our favorite things to do are. So I'm a dancer. I'm very physical. I use my body a lot. I love baking cakes. I always just shove baked goods on my friends.
I teach acting to young kids. I do mostly musical theater.
Oh my God.
Because I'm a weenie, I know. But I'm single as all heck. Hey.
I am a journalism major.
I'm also a student. I'm double majoring in psychology and
So they have to rank each other by attractiveness, and so they start out, notice how they start out by trying to make it feel less awkward by introducing who they are. Nobody cares, right? I think as a woman, women don't realize that when it comes to attractiveness, right, there is what women think is attractive, and then there's what men think is attractive. And what women think is attractive is not what men think is attractive, right? So women can't just use female standards to base what male standards of attractiveness are. And I think that that's what they're trying to do here. They're trying to focus on what a woman would value in a woman, when it's unless y'all lesbians, what y'all think of how attractive a heterosexual woman is doesn't really matter, right?
criminal justice.
I'm also an actress. I love to travel. I've been to India 5 times.
Okay, so we have to do this. Should we rank ourselves? Should we just close our eyes and scoot to where we think we should be? And then, you know what I mean? Just go for it on an individual basis.
I think that's very smart.
I feel like my personality is really attractive. My looks, I feel like I'm okay. I don't think anyone would look at me and be like, ooh.
Oh, I'm nervous. Go. How are we not gonna bump into each other? Did anyone take this into consideration?
Sorry.
So notice how each woman here just absolutely refuses to kind of put a number on any other woman here. We can all see who is pretty attractive. We can all see who is not really attractive, right? I am very average in looks. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with not getting a lot of attention. I made a video last year called I Don't Want Pretty Privilege. And when I said that, I mean it. I don't want it. But notice how these women, grown-ass women, by the way, are doing anything but answering the question of who is the most attractive and who is the least attractive, when it's pretty obvious. And this is something I really fucking don't like about a lot of women. And don't tell me that men do this too, because they don't. Men are way more direct and men are way more frank about who is attractive and who is not. But women, for some reason, just don't like to admit it. And I find it funny because a lot of women will say, men and women aren't really that different. And I think videos like this really illustrate how female communication styles differ from male communication styles. Let's stop with the bullshit. Let's just put us in order. If it was me, I would have just gotten order. I wouldn't have done any of this bullshit. But look at these 5 clowns doing this.
We're all so humble. We're we're all fine.
I mean, all right.
What if you don't know which one is the number?
See, I saw them on somewhere as a 2, but I didn't know where y'all were standing.
Oh my gosh, then prepare yourself a 2.
The girl who I found most attractive was Jordan. She has...
See? Y'all see what I'm saying? Y'all see that? Nah. And I'm going to say this is bullshit because, not because Jordan is fat, because even though Jordan is fat, you can be fat and still have a really pretty face with really nice bone structure. For example, Tess Holliday, I'll put a picture up there, has really nice bone structure. She has a really beautiful face. Beautiful face. But her body is unattractive. This girl, her body is unattractive because she's overweight, and her face is also very average. So she has 2 strikes against her, an average face and an overweight body. I don't think so. But look at this pity party. She's the prettiest one. Only women do this shit. I promise you, men don't do this shit. They would never rank the shortest man as the most attractive. They wouldn't do it.
She has a great personality and she's confident.
Dope. Oh, see, I thought this was...
I'll be
I'll
be fine.
Wait. It's 5 to 1. No. How did I end up here?
How about we do it off of like immediate first impression and attraction to the person?
I'm just gonna put it out there, just so we do it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Got it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, I'll be 2 because I got all 4 2s.
Okay. I think I got 3, 4 the most, so I'll stick into that window depending on the other person's.
There were attributes that I saw in the other girls that I didn't see in myself, and hence I would have put them higher as well over me. So people are like, she's so sweet, she's so funny, but like, I wouldn't date her.
I guess I'll be.
That's because a lot of people care about how you look. Like, I'm somebody where as long as you are like clean, and now that I'm losing weight, I don't want to date a person that's overweight because I realize it's unhealthy. As long as you are clean and not overweight and you kind of exercise a little bit, I think that that's good enough. For me, average is attractive enough. I don't actually like really, really good looking people. Like, I don't care how good looking you are. After a certain point, in my opinion, it just becomes extremely vain and unattractive. It seems surreal to me. And I feel like a lot of really attractive people are really into the way they look. And for me, that's just not something. I'm a very low maintenance person, and I feel like my personality matters more than the way I look, so I would never pick somebody like that. However, I do acknowledge that most people care about physical attributes. So even people like this girl Jordan, this overweight girl Jordan, she is saying like, oh, they would probably say my personality is really great and I'm really fun, but they wouldn't date me. And it's like, that's because, as you know, most people care about the way you look. And if you don't care, that's fine. But if you do care, then you need to be what other people consider to be attractive.
A1. Okay.
Cool beans.
I already love people so much dearly, and I would date all of
So
them.
does that make me a 3?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just stay here. It's fine.
Yeah.
Nobody really wanted to be last, and I could kind of feel that vibe. So I was just like, you know what, it's fine. Like, nobody is a 5, really.
Yes. So, some people are 5s. Some people are less attractive than other people. That's fine. So women really need to kind of pick. If everybody is pretty, nobody is pretty, right? If everybody is an 8, nobody is an 8. That's not how the world works. Whether we like it or not, there is a ranking system for looks. And every single girl up there woke up this morning. They put on their makeup. They put on a nice outfit because they care how other people perceive them, right? And then to turn around and say that nobody wanted to be 5 because nobody is really unattractive it's a lie. We know it's a lie. But because a lot of women don't like being direct or they don't like being frank because they might hurt somebody's feelings, they say bullshit like that. Which is, by the way, a very female way of communicating. So women love to say men and women are the same. No, this is a very female way of communicating. Men generally don't do this.
Do you think you're the least attractive? I don't think so.
She's the prettiest. Obviously, she is, I would say among these girls, she is the prettiest, but among Asian girls, she would be considered average. For the Asian standard of beauty, she would be considered average.
But, I mean...
Where do you think you would fit yourself in this on that?
Well, I mean, I don't know, because I feel like personality is a big thing.
Yeah.
It's not. You know damn well personality is not going to be the biggest thing. Do I think personality matters? Yes, I do. Do I value personality personally? Yes, I do. But do I think that other people value personality more than looks like I do? No, I don't. I am aware that most people don't. And because I am not attached to being pretty, it wouldn't bother me to be ranked lower. These girls are all sitting here acting like, oh, I'm not bothered about being ranked lower. But y'all clearly are, because none of y'all want to be fucking ranked the lowest. I would have just got my ass next to Jordan, because that's where I belong, and put my ass at the end. Like, why are y'all all looking around acting like, oh, I don't know who needs, who somebody has to say something and put somebody somewhere. I don't want to move myself there and I don't want to be put there. So let's all pretend to be confused. Like, this is all just a very female communication style. A lot of women behave like this. And this is something I don't like about a lot of women. This refusal to be direct and frank so that you don't hurt somebody's feelings. But everybody is aware of the truth, right? They are all aware of it. And they trying so hard to, like, Jordan is the least pretty. The black girl there is the second least pretty. And I say that not because she's black, but because she is average looking, very, very average looking for a black woman. There are a lot of good looking black women. She ain't one of them. And another reason is because she wearing a lace front wig with the baby hairs gel down and also lashes, which I think make black women look even uglier. So I wonder what she looks like without all that bullshit on her. So those two are the least attractive. Jordan is 5 and then the black girl is 4. And the Asian girl is 1.
Yeah, she's a 1.
Oh, by far.
2,
Yeah. 2.
3.
Thanks.
Well,
So you see how, like, happy Jordan is to be put as 2? She knows she has no goddamn business being at rank 2, right? She has no business being at rank 2. There's nothing wrong with being not that pretty. There's nothing wrong with being unattractive. I don't see anything wrong with it. But she is happy to take pity number 2, right? She's happy to take pity spot 2. If I was her, I would have too much pride. I'd be like, let me move my ass right on down to number 5 so I can stand here because I don't mind not being as pretty as the rest of y'all because I have self-esteem and self-confidence. But clearly these people don't.
I'll say 3.
See, I would say 3 and
I'm
then
gonna say
4.
3.
Not saying you don't have a personality, but I'm like,
Oh, I'm 5 again.
How would they know each other's personality? They've literally been in this room for like 10 minutes together. So how are they ranking personality? Essentially, they put the black girl at 3 because they are aware socially that black women are seen as the least attractive. And I don't want to seem racist or anything. So let's put her as 3 because if we put her last, we'll get a lot of backlash for that. And then they put the fat girl second because they know they'll get a lot of backlash if they put these 2 last. And it's just bullshit. She is the most attractive, right? The Asian girl is the most attractive. And then the second most attractive, I would say, the 2 white girls are probably similar, but I think a lot of men would like long hair. So I would say this girl here with the long brown hair is second. And then the girl with the blonde hair is 3rd. The black girl is 4th. And then Jordan, the overweight one, is 5. That's my ranking based on what we as a society in Western society consider to be attractive.
I think we just put ourselves in order of most extroverted, not the most personality.
So this is final?
This is final.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. So we have 5 women, and all 5 of these women refuse to be direct. Everybody refuses to be direct. Everybody refuses to tell the truth because they don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And I wish a lot of women would watch videos like this and see very clearly the difference between how men act and how women behave. Not every woman is like this, right? I'm not like this. And so people will be like, oh, you're not like the other girls. No, I'm saying that there are so many different archetypes of what it is to be a woman, right? Just like there is for a man. And I don't really like being in situations where women like this outnumber women like, because what they do is they try to essentially hush anybody from being direct and therefore mean to avoid hurting anybody's feelings, because women on average want to be liked more than men do, and women on average are more agreeable than men are. So this ranking is bullshit. I can't stand shit like this. They should have put me on this show. I would have ranked everybody and myself properly. So at this point in the video, I guess a group of men come in and they put them in the correct order. So let's see if they put them in the order that I said they should be.
Do you want to start it off?
Do you go over there? And then, like, just shift down. I think Michelle was the most attractive. How she looked, how she carried herself, and it just seems like someone that's going to live an exciting life, I guess you could say, or that you could have, like, a...
Essentially, he felt she was the prettiest one. The end. He doesn't know anything about her fucking personality. I don't know why he's trying to come up with a bunch of reasons of why he picked her, because she seems like she's an exciting person. You picked her because she has the best body and the best face. And I would agree to that. That's why she got picked as one. And that's what most people would have put her as, and that's what they should have put her as.
deep conversation with. Could you switch with her?
Let me be petty. I hate when people talk about the whole deep conversation with. Most people are not intellectuals. I wish most people would accept that, like that reality. Most men and most women do not like to have intellectual conversations excessively. People like to pretend like they do because it is seen as a good thing to be intellectual, but most people generally are not intellectual. Look at society right now. Look at what's popular on social media. Look at what's popular on TV. Intellectual things are not really that popular because most people are not intellectual.
I forgot, they can't even hear me.
Yeah. You got a point. Okay.
What would you switch?
I switch her and her. You go over there.
Oh, those two. Okay. All right.
And then you over there.
Right.
You switch. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Personally, for me, she kind of looks like Kristen Bell.
So, as we can see, the men put the women in the order I said that they would put them in, as we can see, right? How immature is it for grown-ass women to just put themselves in the correct order? Like, what do you get out of being ranked higher out of pity? When you go out and you, like, meet men and it's like a social situation at, like, a bar or a club or, like, a lounge or something, men will generally interact with the vast majority of women based on how they look. That does not have to be fair. It doesn't have to be right. I don't personally care how human it is to do it. I don't really agree with it. For example, if I see a group of men, I'm not going to judge them or treat them differently based on how they look. Like, you could be attractive as you want to fucking be. I'm not going to grovel at your knees. I'm not going to be standing there in awe of you. I've never understood how people could uphold or admire people who are attractive just because they won a genetic lottery. That's the dumbest thing to me. When it comes to looks, to fame, to riches, I don't give a fuck. I will treat you exactly how I treat anybody else. However, I acknowledge that most people judge based on physical appearance first. And they have to acknowledge it too, because that is the task that they were assigned. And so they should just fucking carry it out like mature adults.
And I kind of like her vibe. I think her whole aesthetic is very nice. So for me, it's either one or two up here. I think that Maria was the most attractive for me. It was just like her whole vibe, and like I liked how her hair was, how her makeup was done. Like, she looked very nice. Are we content with 5 being 5?
I'm not.
Where do you currently want 5?
I want her at least 3.
So 5 goes up.
She should be a 4 because it's like meeting in the middle.
I think 4 is fine. 5 and 4? Switch? We're gonna get ripped a new one. I don't want to be the pointer here.
Guys are not afraid to be more blunt. They were straight up.
Right. You see that? They were being more direct. So if these 5 girls went out to a bar and they interacted with a group of men, unfortunately, the Asian girl and the girl with blonde hair and the girl with dark brown hair would likely get more attention than the black girl and the overweight girl named Jordan. And that is not because black women are unattractive. It's just that this girl here in this video is black and she is not that attractive. That's not my fault. That's not their fault. That is just how it works. And I feel like as women, you need to be aware of how it works, because I don't understand what people get out of, like, when reality happens and they don't get picked or they don't get as much attention. So if I was out and I didn't get much attention, I wouldn't be upset about it, because I know I'm not that attractive. I don't want to be that attractive. I don't even like getting a bunch of attention. But imagine being a woman and being lied to and told that you were more attractive than you were by other women, right? Because a lot of women do that. And then you go out and you interact with men and you don't get that kind of treatment, and then you get your feelings hurt about it. Like, what do you get out of that? What joy is that?
Hey, you're attractive, you're not. But girls were like, I don't want to be rude. You know, we're all beautiful in our own way.
Right. He is absolutely right. A lot of women are like that. So do not tell me that there is no difference between men and women. There are biological differences between men and women, but there are also communication differences between men and women. And this is one of them. Even though it does not apply to every single man and to every single woman. For example, I cannot stand an agreeable ass man. I can't stand it. But on the flip side, I also don't like agreeable women.
I'm good.
We're locking in.
Cool. God, that was ruthless.
Look at that. That is the exact order that I said they would put them in. This is my first time seeing this fucking video. Like, let's be real here. That is the natural order most people would agree to put them in. With the first 3 girls, there might be a difference between the 2 white girls. Somebody might flip them. The Asian girl might be put at number 2, but generally the top 3 girls will be in top 3, and then the top So the bottom two girls will be at the bottom. Like, y'all know that this is how fucking attractiveness works. Like, why are we playing this game?
I feel bad.
Ugh, I feel bad. Why? For what? Like, what do people get out of giving people pity attraction? It does nobody good. It's not good for the person doing it. It's not good for the person receiving it. Because at the end of the day, nobody is going to date you if they are not attracted to you and they don't want you.
Well, I was at 5, and now I'm here. So I'm like, thank you. I don't know. It's very interesting, I feel. I did think coming into this, like, cultural stereotypes would be a factor. Them ranking me first kind of shot that down, I guess, because I didn't think they would choose, like, an Asian girl first.
I think when I think of a male viewing me as attractive or not versus a female, it's definitely different. Because in a male setting, judging me, I knew that was gonna happen. Like, I'm not stupid, so, like, I'm aware.
So then why didn't she just put herself at the end then? When it comes to attractiveness, right? If you are a heterosexual woman, you are not sleeping with heterosexual women. So why are you ranking yourself based on what heterosexual women view as attractive? Obviously, when it comes down to attractiveness, we are talking about attractive to the opposite sex. Like, they knew that. So why didn't she just put herself at the end then?
Of how others view me. I was surprised at them placing me at the bottom, but at the same time, I know out of a room of beautiful girls that I was put in, that from the jump, there was no chance for me. there was no chance.
So then she should have put herself at the bottom. And she didn't do that. So you can see she is aware. She is starkly aware that when push comes to shove, she will be put at the end. And yet she refused to put herself at the end when the women were ranking each other. What is the point of that?
It's there.
Me being the only black girl, like, I knew that I wouldn't really rank.
Oh, yeah.
Because
No. It has nothing to do with her being black. Objectively, she is not that pretty, even though she is black. There are a lot of pretty black women, but she is not one of them. And I don't know if Jubilee purposely picked a black woman that was very average looking, but she is very average looking, and Jordan is also very average looking. But then the other three girls are what we would consider socially, culturally, to be pretty for their own race, right? The Asian girl's pretty cute according to American standards, and so is the two white girls, right? And there are a lot of very basic and not that pretty Asian girls, and there are a lot of not that pretty white girls in America, right? They just happen to pick one black girl that wasn't that pretty according to the beauty standards of black. It's not because you're black, it's because you're not that pretty. You just happen to be black. And don't tell me that you care about being black and pretty when you refuse to use your natural hair that would have probably made you look better, and your natural fucking eyelashes that would have also made you look better.
American beauty standards versus what people see people of color, like, it's different.
the guys that I interact with, they socialize more with black women and they think more black women are attractive.
Even among black women, like really attractive black women, she is not that pretty. Period. She's not. There's a lot of really good looking black women. According to black beauty standards, she is a very hard 5. I'm a hard 5, right? So she is also a very hard 5. There is nothing remarkable about her face. There's nothing remarkable about her eyes, her nose, her lips, her head shape. If you saw her walking down the street, she would be just a nondescript black girl. None of her features are striking. None of them would make you stop and be like, wow, she looks really pretty. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But I also, as a black woman, I don't like black women looking for like pity votes, right? To be called pretty just because they black, and black women don't get a lot of attention. I think that's bullshit. I'm fine with being average. If you are also average, y'all all need to be fine with being average. That way nobody has any fucking power over you or your self-esteem.
I think that the guys ranked the woman from appearance more than personality.
Yeah, because that's generally what men do. Like women know that that's what men do, which is why she curled her hair and she put on makeup and she put on a nice little cute outfit, because she knew good and goddamn well she would be ranked based on how she looked. I love how women pretend like they don't know that that's how men pick women initially, right? But then they all magically somehow happen to be dressed in a way to appeal to men. Isn't that strange? They didn't know that men would rank them based just on looks, but they just happened to do their hair really nice and makeup, and they just happened to wear a really nice outfit? Isn't that shocking? I love how women pretend like they don't know, but then so many women that act like they don't know or they don't care also dress for the male gaze. They dress almost exclusively for the male gaze, and they get really upset when they don't get attention from men. And she's one of those kind of women.
Do you usually feel like you're the most attractive person in the room?
Most of the time.
I feel like it just confirms that attractiveness is so subjective and circled and presented in one way, and it always has been.
Even though
she's just a word salad girl, she didn't really say anything. Yes, attractiveness is subjective, but generally most societies have an objective standard of what that society views as attractive. And among these 5 girls, the Asian girl is the prettiest, although objectively all the 5 women are not really outrageously attractive. None of them are outrageously attractive. It's just in relative to the other girls that the Asian girl's the prettiest.
I have my days where I'm like, ugh, you not really that cute, and days where I'm like, ooh, you cute.
I would imagine that those days are when she has on like a full face of like foundation, heavy foundation makeup, and she essentially uses makeup to change the way she looks. I would imagine those are the days because she is extremely average, and there's nothing wrong with that, but in this face, and I would imagine that with her natural hair, she also wouldn't get that much attention, not because natural hair is ugly, but because I think that the wig that she is wearing is making her appear more attractive, whereas her natural hair would show her actual appearance, right? And you can be beautiful with natural hair, but I think that more than likely she is just not that pretty, which is why she wears a wig to try to make up for the fact that she is naturally not very pretty. But it doesn't, in my opinion, make up for it. It just makes her look more unattractive and more insecure. As we saw in this video, we just watched 5 grown-ass women refuse to admit who the most attractive woman was. And then, the same women will then turn around and say that attractiveness is not very important. They'll say that, but then they'll all dress for the male gaze. They'll all dress to be attractive. I took a sociology class when I was in college, and the professor said, if you don't care about the way you look, then go outside in a burlap sack. If you will not go outside in a burlap sack, that means that you care about the way you look, right? And to some degree, everybody does. And if you are heterosexual, your attractiveness level is not determined by women. It is determined by men, whether we like it or not. And even though every single man does not judge a woman purely based on physical appearance, we all know that the majority do. And we all know that the majority of women take that into account when they go out. Just like the majority of men try to make themselves attractive to women when they go out, right? But this video just illustrates how women really love to fucking lie to each other. And I can't stand being around women like that. Like, if it was me, I would have just put myself at the end. I would have told everybody, frankly, where they go. I would have told them that they knew that their asses needed to be there. And they probably would have all been mad about it. Because in my experience, a lot of women, especially women like this, that refuse to be direct and refuse to be frank, they get angry when anybody, especially another woman, isn't afraid to be direct and hurt people's feelings, right? You get called a bad person for being honest. And if that's what it is what it is. So comment down below what you think about this video. What do you think that this video says about women? And what do you think about how the women ranked each other? And why do you think that women pretend like personality matters more than looks to men when they know damn well that it doesn't? And they all dress with that in mind when they go out. This has been a Cosmic Nebula video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.